Second featured match this week. We're at Selhurst Park for London derby not for the faint-hearted. Crystal Palace against Tottenham. A victory for Palace today will fuel hopes of a real escape act from relegation and drag Spurs further into trouble. The problem for Palace, though, is that they've not won a single home match in the Premier League all season. A fact not lost, no doubt, on new player manager Attilio Lombardo. In their last game, it's his opening goal against Newcastle that helped offer them a glimmer of hope of beating the drop. They're currently bottom of the pile, and of the 26 points they've secured this season, only 4 of them have come at home. Tottenham are still deep in trouble as well, just one place above the relegation zone, but only thanks to a superior goal difference over Barnsley. Manager Christian Gross will be hoping his side don't become Palace's first victims in a home league game this season. Today sees a debut for Sasa Čurčić. He was signed earlier this week from Aston Villa and becomes the 34th player to be used by Palace so far this season. Former Juventus striker Michele Padovano starts his first game since September alongside 20-year-old Matt Jansen, who's made such an impression since his recent signing from Carlisle. Also in the starting lineup is Lombardo's assistant, the Swedish international Thomas Brolin. David Ginola, Tottenham's most influential player so far this season, is suspended. So there's a first full game for the Algerian captain Moussa Saïb, who was signed recently from the Spanish side Valencia. Ian Walker is back in goal after missing 11 games with a shoulder injury. And Chris Armstrong, sold by Palace to Spurs 3 years ago, lines up in attack alongside Jurgen Klinsmann. Our man at Selhurst Park is Martin Tyler.
You do sense that the first goal is especially important in this match. And it might come for Tottenham here as Armstrong puts Klinsmann in. He looks for Saïd, comes back Klinsmann's way, and well, it was a sighted goal. It was obviously an instant reaction to a ball that broke into his path. But twice Klinsmann involved, couldn't take on the first time. Then the deflected shot by Saïd came to Klinsmann with the goal gaping, and he missed the target. Fox. And Betty. Another chance. 1 or 2 questions being asked by Palace at the back in trying to be more adventurous playing at home. Well, there are gaps, of course, that might be left at the other end, and Tottenham moving into those spaces threateningly so far in this game without yet taking the lead. Jansen covering a lot of ground to make himself available and very positive when he's in possession. Here he is again. There's no one wide on that left-hand side. A little give and go with Čurčić, and the shot from Matt Jansen. Well, he puts the thumbs up. They may well put the thumbs up to him, Crystal Palace. He was applauding the work involved in that move by Sasa Čurčić. But Matt Jansen, with such vim and vigour here, coming into a club, it's a surprise move really when he had possibly bigger clubs to join, but he came to Selhurst Park. But he got into the team, and I think that's what was in his mind. You could say that a draw really not much use to either team here, and they've begun very, very positively indeed, both sides. Smith. That's solidly by Calderwood, who's probably now in his preferred position as a centre-back alongside Čurčić. Looking to take on Wilson, he's done that very cutely indeed. Padovano. Čurčić on hand again. Made space for a shot of his own. Corner. Walker saying, I didn't touch it. So this is all about Sasa Čurčić, this move. Walker covering it. It was clearly going to pass wide. The goalkeeper knew that, but it must have been contact, however minimal. Čurčić with the corner, and Walker needing a couple of bites at it. Sasa Čurčić took on corner-taking responsibilities in training yesterday and was impressive. Betty. Armstrong. In behind Palace here. Klinsmann in the centre. challenged by Ismail, and Armstrong is told to get up. Klinsmann is so agitated he's come across to the referee. And Mike Reid is going to show the yellow card to Armstrong for what he has construed as diving. Looking for Wilson. Vega has stayed forward and calling for a deep cross here. And it comes towards Ramon Vega. Oh, and it's pushed onto the post by Miller. Well, Vega, apart from his international goal, which also scored in Spurs' last league match against Liverpool, and in he came powerfully here. And it was the bounce that made it difficult for the goalkeeper. Back by Vega. Howells. Tottenham have it again with Bertie. It's on the short side for Vega. And he wasn't giving it up. Great tenacity from Ramon Vega. Fox gets the better of Gordon. Klinsmann at the far post. Armstrong's in there as well. And, well, he put the ball in with an arm then, and he's trying to get away because the Palace players suggesting that Chris Armstrong should be punished further here. There's Klinsmann, in goes Armstrong, clearly an arm pushed out, and certain referees would have produced a yellow card in those circumstances, but Mike Reid may be feeling that he was a bit harsh on Armstrong before half-time, who knows. Howells. Fox. Here is Armstrong. Woodworthy needed all his sprinting capacity then. It's not been a cautious display by Spurs at all. They've come here recognising the value of winning, not just for their own cause, but also for the fact of what it would do to Crystal Palace. They let Klinsmann jump. And Bertie. With such a precious goal for Tottenham Hotspur. Miller just stood as the ball was in. Very lax defending by Palace. And Christian Gross's side are in front at Selhurst Park. Nicola Bertie, who got his only other goal in a precious away win at Blackburn, sets up possibly another one here with the placement that was perfect, the trajectory that left Miller beaten and Crystal Palace a goal down. Janssen. Well, that's a situation that they hope is rectified quickly, Crystal Palace, because Matt Janssen is at least bringing youthful vigour and that willingness to run with the ball to Palace up front with this dreadful scoring record in home games. But he wasn't really fouled by Calderwood, but he came out with a painful reaction, as you can see. Gordon making a late run, Brolin taking it. That's a Fredersen. Well, it's a big reach for Ian Walker to get there. Ismail. Saib losing out to the eager Smith. Lombardo took that on well, but a slip then by Saib. And the header well won by Klinsmann. And Fox is away because of that. It's 3 against 2 in Tottenham's favour. Here comes Chris Armstrong! Well, the former Palace player scores a splendid goal. And it's 2-0 to Tottenham. A really pacey counter-attack. Klinsmann winning the header to get Fox away, and it was a case of playing the right ball here, and Wilcox certainly did that. And Armstrong has a moment to treasure against his old club. Splendid goal, and that commodity that has been in such short supply for Palace. And it's forward by Bilio for Shipperley. He needs some help here against the defender as capable as Campbell, but Palace having to take risks. They're being picked off at will by these Tottenham counter-attacks. Header by Campbell. Back in by Roger. Calderwood is there, trying to just get it away. He's prepared to concede the corner. They work it short, and they've caught Tottenham out here. It drops for Shipperley. Bredesen. Armstrong's pass. Spurs have got some men forward again. And it's Klinsmann put through by Saeed. 3-0. It's curtains for Crystal Palace, certainly in this match. And they may well feel for the season. Christian Gross has seen his side here turn on the style in the second half. They played pretty well in the first without too much luck. Saeed has done particularly well. And Klinsmann in the clear, calmly finishing it all off and finishing Crystal Palace off. Howells, and that's rather lax from David Howells, and Lombardo can accelerate away here. He's got Shipperley with him, and Lombardo gives Shipperley the chance, and Shipperley gets the goal, and it's David Howells' mistake that's been punished. Whether there's enough time for Palace, we shall see. Some 7 minutes plus time added on to go. Lombardo sprinted into the clear and put Shipperley in with a chance, taken with the air of a natural goal scorer. How Palace have missed his ability in these situations. He's back with a goal here. Whether Palace are back in the contest, well, it would need something of the miraculous nature. Gordon. And for a gesture of dissent, a yellow card for Dominguez. Free kick taken quickly, helped on by Bertie, but it's Filio for Palace. Smith. Filio again. Runs off Howells. Lombardo! Oh, the net is shaking, but the ball struck it from the outside. It was a noble try, and you could say that really about Crystal Palace. Brady. He's pushed the ball into the penalty area, stabbed away by Gordon. Fortunately, it's thrown straight to Lombardo. Howells chasing. Campbell trying to head him off as well, and he's done that. Sol Campbell has been feeling the stress of leading Tottenham in these circumstances, but he's steered his side to a terrific win. The Selhurst Park hoodoo continues for Crystal Palace, a 10th home defeat. What a significant success though for Christian Gross and for Spurs. Ian Walker back in the team, the experienced players being called upon to see it through safely for Tottenham. They've taken a big stride today. Final score at Selhurst Park: Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham Hotspur 3.